So here with 22-year-old whippersnapper, Josh Green. We've been out for a mountain bike ride this morning and feeling pretty second-hand. But look, we're here to talk about you, Greenie. You've signed with the Activate Yamaha Lube team this year. Just sort of tell us a little bit about the off-season. I know it took a while to announce the team this year, but just sort of tell us a bit about the deal and the year ahead.
Yeah, definitely. It took a long time for this year. I know, like, I hadn't done a deal until just before Christmas. So, like that time last year, I had bikes already and was preparing for the season. So, I think it was just a lot to do with everyone else not knowing where they're going. You know, all the top riders were sort of looking for other options, and yeah, it just sort of took a while, I guess. So.
I know there was a little bit of we played some games in the off season and said you guys were sort of throwing around, you know, who you're getting offers by. So I'm going to throw it at you and put you in the corner, Greenie. Who else threw an offer at you?
I had a few offers, but I can't tell you where. But no, I had a few offers, but I'm happy with the team, how it worked in 2012, and they offered me a big deal, and a lot of races that I want to move forwards to, and just wanted to stay where I know, and can't wait. So
let's just talk about that a little bit. You had a pretty solid year with the off-road championship, and you had some injuries, I guess, last year, and then rode the 450 at the 4-day, and I know you didn't do as well as you thought, but you came out and first time at Hatter in the sand, and you love sand, and you finished second outright to Toby Price. So was it? I think you mentioned to me the other day that desert component of your deal this year was a pretty big part of the decision to stay with Yami. Yeah,
definitely. Like the Activate team is big on desert, and yeah, like I've got an offer now and to ride Hatter and Fink this year, and I was also a part of going to Safari to help out. So that's something that I would love to look at doing. Maybe not this year, but in the future. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to Fink, and Hatter was awesome last year. Like, it was just a huge eye opener, but just really enjoyed it. So yeah, just can't wait for that. So.
And you've already been out to Alice this year in the hot months in January, getting some of your first pre-runs and testing underway. How'd that all go?
Yeah, it was definitely an eye opener out there. But yeah, I had an awesome little road trip. We bought a old shitbox Hilux carburetor with no aircon and loaded the two 450s on the back and all the parts, and we drove for 2 days straight. I think it was like 3,000 k, and just went out there, and then yeah, we ended up pre-running for just on 2 weeks, and just trying to learn the track and learn how to hit whoops fast enough, and yeah, it's pretty crazy out there, but it's awesome fun.
And just looking ahead, I guess we're about a month away from the AORC. You're riding the WR450 in the E2 class this year. It's probably fair to say that people struggled with that bike being a new bike last year to get the thing set up. It's a little bit heavier out of the box than some of the sort of European bikes. But how have you been going with the development of the thing? Yeah,
a lot of people struggled last year, but it's just a time thing. Every new bike is, no one knows what works and what doesn't. It's just trial and error, and we developed the bike a year now, and it's come a long way, and it's working really well. I'm really happy with it. So just trying to get back into the swing of turning corners instead of pinning it down straights. So it takes a bit of getting used to come from Fink back to riding. It's so just so different, and so just getting back into bush riding again, and just working hard, and I'll be going up to do some more testing before the race, and so it should be good.
And what's your expectation this year? I mean, a couple of years ago you went across with a TM team. You won a junior World Enduro round in Greece. It's like you had your world before your feet. That deal sort of didn't, well, I guess things didn't sort of work out there that sweet. You've come back and you had a bit of an injury-riddled few years. Is 2013 the year for you where it's time to sort of start thinking about getting on top of the box?
Yeah, it was definitely my goal. Yeah, Europe was good, and it's a shame that happened, that come to an end, but everything happens for a reason, and yeah, I had a strong year last year. I broke my scaphoid mid-season, which kind of put a hinder on me for a couple of rounds there. I was riding injured, and but yeah, like 13, it's my first time that I'm, pretty much full-time riding now, and I've done a fair bit of training, and I've got a good setup at home, and I really want to win, like there's a lot of fast guys and everyone's stepping up every year, and but that's my ultimate goal. But yeah, like I just want to better my last year's results. I think I had a solid year for my first year with the team and first year on Yamaha, and yeah, I just want to better that basically. So anything that's better than that's a good achievement, and just keep working towards the future.
Where do you think this sort of sport is at the moment? I mean, there was probably early days, 05, 06, people not getting paid a lot of money. I think your team boss, AJ, was probably the first guy to get paid a good quid. Someone threw him a really good salary in about 07, I think, and then everybody steps up since. There's a few top guys now, like Toby Price, getting paid some pretty good money, but where's the market? Is there a bit more money and sponsorship coming back in for the off-road scene at the moment?
Yeah, I think there was it was good money back in 07, 08. Obviously, I didn't get that. I was only a junior rider at that stage, and I think it sort of died off a little bit there. Sort of 010, I think it sort of dropped down a bit. It was a bit harder to get the money, but it seems to be, it's good enough to come back now. And yeah, like if you're winning and you're Toby, yeah, it's big dollars, and Milner would have got a good bonus for the 4-day, and you just got to keep taking each race as it comes, and it's not so much about your salary, it's more about your winnings, your bonuses, So every weekend you've got to get on that box, and you've got to be there and showing for your sponsors, to get the bonus money, and yeah, I think it's definitely growing. The sport's getting bigger and bigger, and especially off-road, like that. There was always, a top 3 or 4 guys that were athletes, and trained for it. But now the top 15 to 20 riders, they're all training, they're all in the gym, they're all, putting in the time and money, and then you've got the top guys in the teams, it's their full-time job. So it's definitely lifting in Australia from where it was when I started racing, and I think desert racing's a huge thing now too. Like I think that's going to take off and be pretty big in the future. So
let's just talk about that for a little bit. You said that it's a full-time job for these guys now. This morning I asked you actually, is you still working at the moment? You quickly said no, but then you answered the phone and took a job doing some work on it. So you kind of like a guy. How many of the top guys are actually genuinely full-time, training 100% of the time? Obviously you have to train at this level of the sport, but how many of those guys have actually it is their full-time job?
I'd say there would be probably 5 or 6 of us that are pretty much full-time. Like I know there's a few guys that work bits and pieces, and like I've still got everything from my business that I had in 09, waterproofing, so I'd still take the odd phone call and do the odd job here and there when I can fit it in. But yeah, like you can't commit. I've been away from home for a month already this year, and I think there's a section there in the middle of the year. I've got, I think it's 6 or 7 races over 10 weekends, and I don't go home. I'm in the truck driving and just getting ready and racing and travelling. So it's kind of hard to have a job when you want to be at the top, and yeah, like no one wants to work and when you can race.
But I mean, really, to be winning at this, given the calibre of the riding now, you kind of have to be a full-time guy. So you got to take that step and that leap of faith and make that commitment to, to full-time training.
Yeah, like definitely, pretty much day in day out, you're training, whether it's off or on the bike, and it's too hard to juggle a full-time job and the rest of it too. Like to be at the top, you need to be pretty well full-time and just training and riding. So. Even testing, like to go testing for a week, you can't just knock off work and go testing, like AJ's in Queensland, and so I'm always up there for weeks on end, and I couldn't run a business or even work for somebody and just be, I'm going away for 4 weeks to go testing, that's not going to happen. So to be at the top level, yeah, definitely.
you strike me as a guy who enjoys life and you like having a bit of fun. So what do you do outside of bikes? Just sort of keep it real and to keep the enjoyment levels up.
Everything I do is pretty much training, but I seem to try and have fun doing it. Like I've got a kayak now and do a fair bit of kayaking. I swim, I run, and I mountain bike a fair bit. And I love mountain bike riding. I've always liked push bikes since I was a kid. So I try and just mix it up and go to different places and just find some downhill runs and some jumps, and then go cross country riding and mix it in together. So.
We're going to follow your racing this year, both in the desert and the AORC and the 4-day, etc., with great interest, and all the best for the year ahead, eh?
All right, thanks, mate. Yeah, be working hard, so it'll be good to see. Thank you.